Good morning, Makeover world out there. Clayton Miller coming at you with another just situation that we ran into yesterday that I wanted to talk to everybody about. To all you clients out there working with a contractor, trying to get a bid put on your project, I want to highly recommend something. I want to highly recommend that you tell the contractor what you want to spend on your project. There's a couple reasons for this. I know it sounds counterintuitive. The first reason is if a contractor knows what you're trying to spend, he can help you reverse engineer your project. So if you want to spend $75,000, okay, then he can ask you, or you can tell him, here are my top 5 things that I'd like to get accomplished. I want to do a new bathroom. I want new kitchen countertops. I want to add a garage, whatever it might be. Here are the things I'd like to get accomplished. Then as you're walking through your project, talking about the different pieces of work that you're going to be doing, that contractor can run some mental math in his head and say, hey, if you're only wanting to spend $75,000, we're going to be stuck at bathroom and garage. Those countertops and new floors maybe just aren't going to fit into the budget. So the reason that this is important is when purchasing a new home and using a renovation loan, you only have X amount of time to get the project put together, so to speak. You also have a set budget that you're working with based off of what you're purchasing the house for, what you think it's going to appraise for, and then how much you are able to borrow. You're only able to spend so much money. So if you go, walk through a house, put together this big giant bid, and it comes back from the contractor and it's $200,000 rather than $75,000, well, you just wasted your time. You wasted the contractor's time. You wasted the lender's time and potentially the seller's time, because now you just stretched that deal out so long that the seller says, let's bag it. We're going to move on to the next buyer who's not using a renovation loan. So there's a fine line that you've got to dance between, hey, contractor, we want a really good deal here, but we need to be upfront with you. We've got $75,000 to spend. The other good thing to note is one of the reasons for a HUD consultant on your job is to make sure that you're not going to get fleeced by a contractor. Unfortunately, a lot of contractors out there have the reputation of marking something up really high or marking it down really low to get a job, or one of the two. And part of the safety protocol of the 203K or the Makeover Mortgage Process is that HUD consultant can look at your bid and say, hey man, this is way too expensive to do XYZ, or the opposite. Hey man, this is way too cheap. There's no way you're gonna be able to get this project done at this price. Again, we have a set budget that we're working with based on what that client is able to borrow. So rather than wasting your time, wasting the contractor's time, and letting them put together this big giant bid, just be upfront. Hey man, I wanna spend $75,000. Here's what I'd like to get accomplished. How many of these things can we get knocked out for that price? That's going to save you some headache. That's going to save everyone a bunch of time. And the likelihood of you actually being able to accomplish your project is going to go up. So I know it sounds counterintuitive. You've got to work with a contractor who you trust or has a really good reputation, so that when you tell them, I need to spend $75,000, no more, they're going to give you a good bid on a good scope of work. So working with a contractor for Makeover Renovations or somebody in your local area that knows what they're doing, that has a good reputation, will be very, very important. And then, use that HUD consultant and ask him, is this a good price for this scope of work? Is it high? Is it low? Any in between. So just wanted to throw that out there to everybody to make your projects move smoother, run faster, and close more jobs. So give us a shout over here at Makeover Homes, and we can walk you through any project you're working on.